For 50 years, this place was the nerve centre for British military intelligence, but it's famous for one wartime endeavour, the breaking of the unbreakable Nazi Enigma Code. This ticket gets me into this fabulous old English mansion. But in 1943, as war raged across Europe, you would have had zero chance of getting anywhere near this place without the highest level of security clearance from the British government. This is a story of secrecy, espionage, and code breaking. Welcome to Bletchley Park. In 1943, as war raged across Europe, the orders and communiques of imminent Nazi bombing raids, submarine attacks, and troop movements were fed into a weird-looking typewriter nicknamed the Crooked Hand of Death. The messages were readily accessible and regularly intercepted, but the Enigma machines had scrambled the messages into an unrecognisable gibberish. So ships were sunk, towns were bombed, and people died while mathematicians worked here against the clock in a frantic attempt to break the Enigma Code. But in 1943, the Enigma riddle was solved, thanks to a man called Alan Turing, a brilliant team, and a super smart machine. That machine is the ancestor of lots of other smart machines that are all over the world today. You may have heard of them. They're called computers. I devote much of my time and energy to decoding the whole Christian thing to people who have no background in the church whatsoever. A lot of people believe in God, but they don't take a step towards him because they assume that you've got to know a religious language that only religious types understand. But 2,000 years ago, God did something incredible to deal with our separation from him. He sent his son, Jesus, to come and live on the earth as a man, to speak our language, to live the way that we live, and to act as a signpost back to him. Jesus never came to start a religion. He came to replace religion with relationship. Through his life, Jesus was the living decrypt of God's eternal, unfathomable truth. He told stories that people loved and understood. Stories of a kingdom of love, of a Father who searches for us and our eternal home in heaven. The ordinary people loved him and followed him, but the proud despised him and crucified him. Being a Christian is not rocket science. You don't need to have a brain the size of a small city, a degree from a posh university, or a fancy machine. You simply need to humble yourself, take a step of faith towards God, and understand that when Jesus lived, died, and rose again, he did it to provide us with a second chance. Jesus is the answer to the great puzzle of life.